An NTTV special report, UNT Pres Talks with Dr. Neal Smatresk.
Hey everyone, welcome back to NTTV's special series, UNT Pres Talks. And this is where we discuss everything that the UNT community needs to know during this COVID-19 pandemic with President of UNT, Dr. Neal Smatresk. I'm Victoria Lara. Let's go ahead and get started. So,
good to see you, Victoria.
So good to see you. Thank you for being back with us.
Yeah.
So on yesterday, actually, Governor Gregg Abbott announced that this coming Thursday, Texas's stay-at-home order is going to just finish, really, and we're going to start the phases to reopen Texas's economy. So retail stores, restaurants, other businesses are going to be able to open at 25% capacity. Can you tell me if this is going to have any impact on UNT, specifically maybe with in-person classes?
Well, it's not going to change anything we do for May or summer one, but we're beginning to develop plans for how we might begin to experimentally roll out a summer two session. Of course, I've got a lot of folks to talk to. We want to make sure everybody stays safe. I think it has a more immediate impact on some of the workforce that we have. We've had limitations because of social distancing and the crews for things like grounds and facilities and maintenance. I think this suggests that with appropriate protective equipment and appropriate social distancing, we may be able to bring some more of our workforce back onto campus so that they can be making sure the campus is clean and tidy and the mechanical systems are operating. So it could have a limited impact on us.
And just to be clear, would that impact start around summer two, the second session?
We're not quite clear. We may begin bringing some folks back. For example, our research programs can begin to occupy their spaces. There's a research startup program that our VP for Research, Mark McClellan's working on. Some of the technical facilities may need a little bit of startup before students can use them. So we have a little bit of permission, if you will, to gently bring people back. But again, safety is our first concern, and we want to make sure that everybody who comes back is comfortable with it and they're in high-risk groups.
That's excellent. So last Friday, you mentioned that we were seeing a dip in international student enrollment. So can you tell me about anything that's being done at UNT to bring that enrollment back up and to maintain international students that we still retain?
Well, the irony was that we had the best recruiting class ever. We were way up in numbers, 400 or 500, maybe even 700 more students from international recruiting were going to appear on our campus. We were all happy and going to celebrate. But of course, the COVID crisis worldwide has shut that down a bit. And as a result, we're really worried about students getting visas. And that's the choke point. It's not a point that we control. It's really a point that the students control, or the embassies in the US embassies in other countries. So when they start opening up and they start giving out visas, we'll know better. Right now, most schools are predicting somewhere between 25 and 30% down in international enrollments for incoming students, not the ones who are already here. Although the ones who are already here, if they went home for the summer, may find themselves in very different circumstances. The other thing, though, that we're doing is we're saying, well, maybe you can't get here in fall, but we'd like you to come in spring. You can take your fall online, and then we'll go ahead and you can come here and get that full networked experience face-to-face in the spring.
Excellent. So state and local guidelines might conflict a little bit coming this Thursday. So what can you tell UNT about what we should keep in mind going into this shift as a community?
Well, we're going to follow the local guidelines that our county judge, Andy Eads, has put into place. If he says it's still shelter in place, as far as I'm concerned, we're still shelter in place. Now, as a state institution, we have certain permissions that might not apply to local ordinances. However, it's our belief that we should support our county and try to keep people safe following the best guidance from the public health department.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us today, Dr. Smatresk. Hopefully we'll see you again later in the week.
It's always a pleasure, Victoria. And hey, let's do something fun here one of these days.
I'd love to. Well, you can join us again later in the week and next week on UNT Pres Talks.
You've been watching an NTTV special report, UNT Pres Talks with Dr. Neal Smatresk.